Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here to talk about the WNBA Pre-Season. Ooh, baby.
It's feeling like the real thing.
People were playing like it was the real thing.
Just like some of these veterans are saying, welcome to the league to the rookies.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole league is saying, welcome to the league to the new fans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And oh boy, was there a lot to talk about. We're going to try and get through as much as we can because there was a lot of games. There's a whole new team that's been added to this rotation.
Basketball league.
Basketball league. I was like, what do we call
this?
It's
a basketball league. Yeah.
I call it a rotation. So there's also things happening not on the court that we got to talk about. People are having babies. People are launching shoes. People are appearing on RuPaul's Drag Race.
It's everywhere.
The W is
everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But let's start it off. First preseason game of the season. Let's talk about the Dallas Wings because there's something happening in Dallas.
You know, I felt a certain way about Dallas, about their decision to fire my queen, Latricia Trammell. But even I'm on board. Even I'm bought in. Even I'm like, let's see what Dallas is about to do. Are we going to have an underdog team making a little playoff run later?
I feel like a lot of these teams I was watching, I was like, wow, the new configuration, look out.
I think that's a theme for all the teams is like, who? Wait, you're on that team?
Yeah.
What?
Everything's brand spanking new. And I think in these first two games that the Wings played, they played the Las Vegas Aces and they played the Toyota Antelopes, Japanese team. Shout out to them coming through, playing a bunch of games. Everybody wanted to see how is Paige going to fit in with this team. And the answer is quite well.
Just really, really well.
Just really well. Just like as if she's been doing this her whole life. She's always been in Dallas.
Did you see that pass she made to Arike where Arike was smiling so big, like as she caught it and got the layup? Arike is in heaven.
Arike is finally
We're all in heaven.
She has fallen to her knees, as she said, and she's praising Pope Leo. I don't know if she's Catholic, but she went to Notre Dame. She's got to at least have some sort of connection to the Pope. Duh, Pope. Shout out the Pope. Shout out Bulls. Shout out Bears. Shout out Second City. Isn't it a crazy idea to know that there's potential that this Pope has gone to a Second City improv show?
Yeah, he's bought some drinks at the main stage. And I'm going to say something, Kelsey. I think we got a new t-shirt idea. It's going to be a Chicago summer in the Vatican.
That's right. And it's Angel Reese and Pope Leo.
And yes, absolutely. It's very hard to become Pope. We don't know what happened in that conclave. Only thing that's harder than becoming Pope is making a WNBA roster.
I know, that's right. Thank you for getting me back on track before I
am getting you. I don't think I've ever gotten you back on track. It's always you getting me back on.
The way that I was locked and loaded to go on my full monologue about the Pope, it was ready to go. But yes, it is just as hard to become Pope. It is just as hard to make a WNBA team because there's only 12 roster spots and there's only 13 teams and there's a billion players trying to get the spot.
Yes, and that's why I am so proud that two of the roster spots on Dallas maybe
at time of recording
belong to JJ Quinterly and Isaiah James. Shout out 757, Seven Cities, Missy Farrell. I could go on, but I won't. This is my Pope.
This is your Pope.
Missy Elliott is my Pope.
Yeah, Missy Elliott, I mean, yes, absolutely. Missy Elliott is our Pope. But yeah, shout out to JJ Quinterly and Isaiah James. They both had great games against the Aces. I feel like we didn't see as much from them points-wise in the second game against the Toyota Antelopes, which is crazy because they blew out the Toyota Antelopes like 115 to like 50, which, come on.
Of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Myisha Hines-Allen, who I think has been a wonderful roster ad. Started out at Washington last season, got traded to the Lynx, and now she's in Dallas. But I do think there was a notable missing person on this team. Amelia, do you want to talk about
know. I miss my bigs. I miss them on the court, but wait, more than that, I miss them off the court. I miss Kalani Brown and Tierra McCowan together.
The chemistry.
They were such a funny duo. I was thinking about it. There's just players that shouldn't be split up. I think it's messed up that Kayla Thornton and Kennedy Burke, KT and KB, were split up in New York. And I think it's messed up that Asia and Sid have been split up.
And also Sid and Chelsea Gray.
Chelsea. Really Sid and everybody.
Sid and everybody. And I think that speaks to just how fun Sydney Colson is as a player. But yeah, I feel like sometimes we need to think about what are we doing interpersonally and not what are we doing professionally.
Because that affects on the court activity too.
If it were up to $1 million, no one would ever be cut. No one would ever be waived because vibes, babe.
Vibes.
And before we move on from the Dallas Wings, one thing we just need to say, we are in the market always for nicknames for new people to the league, new coaches. And Amelia has a pitch for Coach Cochleans of the Dallas Wings. Obviously, one of the new white men to the WNBA roster of coaches. Mima, you want to shout out what you think we should start calling this man?
Yeah. And I don't think I've nailed it yet, but I think something to do with little brother, baby brother. His older sister is one of his assistant coaches, which is fun.
That is
and it
fun.
makes me like him more, immediately like him more.
I wonder if they tussle.
Yeah. They're like,
they're like righteous gemstones.
Yeah, but it does, really, it makes me like him more. And this led to a really cool moment from the announcers. Carolyn Peck was like, this is not the first brother-sister duo because I hired my brother when I was a coach for the Orlando Miracle.
Shout out Carolyn Peck. Always paving the way.
If you have something in common with Carolyn Peck, you're onto something.
Also, if you ever think you're the first person to do something, odds are Carolyn Peck has already done it. But still TBD on the nickname for our Dallas head coach. But just know that little brother, baby brother, brother bear is...
Brother bear.
Shout out Nick Jr.
Speaking of coaches we love, let's talk about the Las Vegas Aces.
Mommy's back.
Mommy's home. And mommy isn't playing around.
Mm-mm.
What did mommy say?
She said, I don't want dogs anymore. I want hungry wolves.
I sent it to Kelsey. I said, me showing up drunk to the dog adoption event.
Truly. And you know what? I feel like we didn't see much action from her on the sidelines for the games that the Aces had against the Wings and the Mercury. Maybe we got some like WTF faces from her, but she wasn't bopping around. It's preseason. She's like, I got to save my energy and my temper. And one other thing she has to save. Her blazers.
Her blazers.
There was not a blazer to be seen in these 2 preseason games.
No blazers.
No blazers.
Why do you think that is, Kelsey? Kelsey's got a theory.
Yeah, I think, while she's testing out who's going to make her roster for the Aces, she's also testing out who's going to make her roster of blazers. Her blazers are in a training camp right now.
She's got hundreds of blazers, and she's got to cut it down to 44.
And she's got to cut it down to 44. Right now she's going through, she's like, do I keep the one that looks like a watercolor painting that I matched with Commissioner Engelbert for, or do I cut them?
I think, she said last year her team didn't have a winning mindset, and I think she's got to waive. She got rid of some players. I think she's got to get rid of some of those blazers. She's got to waive.
The black one with the bedazzled cross on the back?
Keep that. That's like her
Sunday
KB.
Somehow she's contractually obligated to keep this one blazer in her rotation, much like Kirsten Bell, who is a player that I think I would cut from a roster. But I also like KB because they got good vibes. So
yeah, great vibes. And we've lost a lot of vibes on the Aces. So, all right, we need some continuity there.
But I'll tell you one person who I think should make the roster who wasn't even drafted, Deja Kelly. Shout out Deja Kelly. Rocked shit at North Carolina. Did okay at Oregon this past season, but really fighting for that roster spot in these past 2 games. She had a great game against the Wings, and she freaking won their game against the Mercury. But yeah, shout out Deja Kelly. Shout out Aaliyah Nye, who also had an amazing game against the Wings, had 17 points. The one person who I kind of am like waiting to see get activated, Liz Kitley.
We have no data to talk about. Yeah, there's nothing to go on other than I want her to do well.
Yeah, she didn't play last year, obviously, with her ACL injury. So for her first drafted season, she sort of sat out. She's back now. She's technically a rookie. She had one great block against the Mercury, but everything else I'm kind of like waiting I want to see this big body baby fucking getting some boards and doing it to it. Because right now I'm like, it's Elizabeth
What have you
Kitley and
done?
Kia Stokes. I'm like,
Yeah.
are we having a floppuccino in the center?
Oh no. Oh no. And I mean, we're still waiting. We're still waiting for Cheyenne Parker-Tyus to be able to play.
She's got to shoot that baby out.
She got to shoot that baby out from 3.
From the logo.
From the logo, the new Parker-Tyus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we need to see something from Liz Kitley. Makes me think of that Sid Colson quote from the Sid and TP show where she was like, "Do you know how hard it is to keep a spot in the WNBA with no stats?"
Yeah, with a 0 stat line.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's going to get a great opportunity because, as we know, Meg Gustafson is also out with a foot injury. Also, shout out Meg Gustafson. She's writing a children's book based on her dog, Pancake the corgi.
Pancake for wearing A1s in the photo shoot. Looked so cute.
None of us can get A1s, but Pancake can.
But Pancake the dog can.
Pancake the WNBA dog can.
Let's talk about Chicago.
I'll tell you what, Chicago is one of those teams where I'm like, look out, they're going to be pretty
They're
fucking
fun.
good. Ariel Atkins, Sluty back with them. New mom, Sluty.
New mom Sluty, congratulations.
Congratulations.
To the Vanderquigs family.
Shout out. We miss you.
Shout out motherhood.
Shout out motherhood. Shout out to all the mothers in the
Happy
WNBA.
Mother's, belated Mother's Day.
Happy belated
So many
Mother's Day.
mothers. I'm excited to watch this Sky team play. There was a Ariel Atkins to Kia Nurse pass that I was like, all right.
Let's go Sky.
Welcome to the team. Let's go.
Let's go Sky.
Both of
Resurrect
you.
Sky Guy.
Sky Guy is done.
Yeah,
who do we
he has
have? What's their lady's name?
Sexy little lion whose name I can't.
Is it
Sky.
Sky
I think it's
with
Sky.
an E?
With
Yeah.
an E. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, kind of like Liz Kitley, we haven't seen much from Sky with an E yet, so we'd like to see what you can do before we pass judgment.
0 stat line right now, Sky with an E. All we're going off of is knowing that you're a little bit of a knockoff, which, you know, sincerest form of flattery is imitation. But let's go. Let's see you shaking some ass. Let's see you throwing some t-shirts. How do you treat the people who sit on the sidelines? Do you also try and like get all up on them?
Let's see you feud with Courtney Williams' dad.
Exactly. Who are you picking a fight with? Sky
Yes.
with an E? Or are you a little bit afraid? Are you a little bit of a scaredy cat? A little bit of a cowardly lion, if you will?
Ooh, that's some mascot-specific trash talk.
The only
And that's
trash
the
talk
kind of
I can do.
we are bringing here on this podcast.
No mascots are safe.
It does seem at the moment, as we record this, I think the Sky has gotten their roster down to
They're
12.
locked in, babe. And shout
They're
out to
locked
Haley
in.
Van Lith.
You did it, girl.
You did it, girly. You fucking dogged
You
them.
transferred, you bopped around every team in college basketball, and now you are a professional.
An Olympian and a professional. That's why I'm like, yeah, of course she's ready for the WNBA. She even played in the fucking Olympics.
I'm happy for her.
She's a silver medalist, bronze medalist.
Bronze medal, 3-on-3.
She can handle this. She can do it all. And she had 2 great games against the Brazilian national team and against the Lynx, where she was really dogging Grace Berger up and down the court when they played the Lynx. So shout out HVL. You did it. Everybody look out for the fucking Sky.
This is a fun team.
It's a really fun team.
And not just fun, a good team. And I think Camilla is taking the next step this season. She looked great. She had a couple blocks.
Yeah, she played in China in the off season, and I think that got her confidence up. I think a lot of people got their confidence up in the off season, and I'm excited for them to see their sophomore year after being a rookie. And also shout out Elizabeth Williams. Love to see her healthy again and playing again, hitting threes at the buzzer. I love Elizabeth Williams. I think she's
Me too.
a good person off the court and a great person on the court. And you know who else is going to be great, as always, in a locker room? Some of my best vibes in the league and most fun players to watch. Brittany Slim Sykes. Let's talk about the Sticks. Let's go Mystics.
Come on, Sticks.
Come on,
Once
Sticks.
again, we are beginning the season, the Sticks. We are beginning the season with a very injured squad. We don't really know what to expect beginning of the season. I'm hoping that like last season, they get it together. They get the vibes going and they
They hold
perform
their
a
own.
little better than some people are expecting.
I'm always rooting for the Mystics. I'm always
Me
like,
too.
if they can just get it together And they're looking good even without Shakira Austin playing, even without Aaliyah Edwards playing. Also, prayers up for Georgia Amore.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, yeah. The
sad
ACL injuries this
ACL
season are
injury. All prayers up. There's other people who will say prayers up to as we get to their teams, but real prayers up for Georgia Amore. But honestly, I think the Mystics were holding their own in their game against the Fever. It went into overtime, and their game against the Dream. Like, I think they were within 10 points. And obviously, these are preseason games where you really just want to see how your roster spots play. It's not about winning. It's not about like having your starters playing for 40 minutes. Even though some teams really had their starters playing for way too long in a way that I was like,
it's dangerous.
this isn't healthy, and your bench is gonna suck because you didn't give them adequate time to really see what they're all about.
Yeah. Shout out the Mystics. Shout out Kiki with the first tech of, I believe, the first tech of the season.
First tech of the
I
season.
loved it.
With
that little grin after she did it.
With Sophie Cunningham, who really just loves to scrap it up with everybody.
It was a situation, Kelsey, though, where I think Sophie was right, but I'll never agree with her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just loved it. It was fun.
Yeah, and also like welcome to the league, Kiki, and also welcome to the league, Sonia Citron, getting your ass laid out by Brittany Griner.
The picture of Brittany Griner standing over her is an instant classic.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna live that down at all this season. No matter how well she plays, and Sonia Citron plays very well.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Mystics. It's one of those teams where like there aren't a lot of expectations on them, so I think they can just do their own thing. They can get their vibes going. I think they have Big Frida performing at one of their half times. So like that is the vibes through the roof for the Sticks after that.
Shout out to the Queen of Bounce making her WNBA debut. Big Frida, let's go. Queen of Bounce, let's bounce the Mystics into a winning season, huh? Go Sticks. It'll always be Go Sticks in this household.
All right, should we keep it moving to talk about a team? We just talked a little bit about Sophie Cunningham. Let's talk about the Fever.
Yeah, and I guess prayers up for Sophie Cunningham. I don't really know. She went down in the game against Atlanta and was off for the rest of the game. I think maybe something happened to her ankle.
I think she's going to be fine.
Let's talk about the Fever. They're back, and their squad is also DeWanna Bonner looking fun as hell out there. Sydney Colson
having fun out there.
Having some
Sid
fun
Colson
out there.
Always bringing the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Clark got a few muscles going. She's looking stronger. She's still hitting those long logo
beyond
threes.
her own personal logo in Iowa City. So she's back and raring that fandom up. But yeah, I think the Fever are another team where it's like, holy shit, watch out for the Fever. Watch out for the Sky. Watch out for the Fever. Watch out, more teams to come who we haven't gotten to yet, but gonna be some real dogs there. I think one thing that was really nice for me to see, as everyone knows, I am a Rose Basketball Club stan. In the game of the Fever versus the Mystics, it was nice to see two Rose Basketball Club team members sort of facing off, Slim and Lexi. It was real fun for me personally.
For Kelsey personally. Mm-hmm. Always shouting out championship team Rose Basketball Club.
Let's go. Put some respect on their name.
But always. We don't have a ton to say about Indiana, but that will change soon because, oh my God, how could we not? They have all these players that we're going to be so excited to talk about. And we also have to keep it moving. This is a team that we were just talking about teams that you have to watch out for. This is a team that the Liberty should have watched out for. The Connecticut Sun.
Let's go. In their first game against the Storm, I was like, oh boy, I feel bad for the Sun. But then they kind of got it together. They added Marina Mabry in for that second game against the Liberty. Shout out JC Sheldon, who continues to rock the shit. She really leveled herself up last season when she had to become a starter with all the injuries in Dallas, and really primed and ready for this sophomore season. And as always, shout out Big Tina Charles. We love you.
Every day of my life. Tina Charles. You have it in the outline. Tina Charles still got it.
Still got it.
Yes, she does. Still got it. Still just an absolute, the touch anywhere she shoots from is just incredible.
The Sun are so lucky to have her. Thank God the Sun have her.
Yeah.
Truly thank God the Sun have her.
I know.
She was absolutely bodying JJ in the paint. They were smiling, though. They were having some fun. Who doesn't love Tina Charles?
I hope you have access to all the skinny pop you could ever want in Connecticut, Tina Charles.
We love
We
you,
love
Tina
you.
Charles. And we're also sending some love to Katie Lou Samuelson of the Seattle Storm. She also tore her ACL in preseason, like training camp practice. Prayers up for you, Katie Lou. We love you. The Seattle
Also,
Storm love you as well.
prayers up for all the ACLs of the Seattle Storm. They have 3 players out with ACL injuries.
Jordan
right? They've got
Horston.
Katie Lou,
Mhm.
Jordan Horston, Nika Mule, all out.
And let's have that be it. Put a bubble around Gabby Williams.
Put all of them in like
Pope Mobile.
Pope Mobile. Yeah, always talking about the Pope.
If there is a team that deserves the Pope Mobile out of all of the 13 teams, it's not going to be the Chicago Sky where the Pope is from. It's going to be the Seattle Storm because something, the Antichrist has cut. It's the Antichrist CL. ACL stands for Antichrist. Antichrist ligament.
Antichrist ligament. Yeah.
I don't know if the Pope is going to do a U.S. tour, but please stop in Seattle, Climate Pledge Arena, and heal this team. Pope Leo, you will love Skylar Diggins.
Pope Leo, you will love that bubblegum wall where people put all their gum on the
Yes.
wall in Seattle. That is fun.
The big troll that's under the bridge. You're going to love
Pope
it.
Leo, you got to get up into that needle.
Get up in that needle. Pope Leo, you might have listened to grunge music in your youth. Who knows? Go to the birthplace of grunge, babe. Pope Leo, you're all over this podcast because you know what?
It's in the news right now.
It's in the news right now.
You're hot right now.
He's so hot right now. He's a Popenomenon. So shout out to all of the injured players in the Seattle Storm and shout out to just the Seattle Storm in general. Keep your heads up. You guys have a great little roster coming. Gabby Williams did not play in the first 2 games, but baby, she's back and she's not playing in EuroLeague, so she's here for the whole season. Let's fucking go.
Wherever she is, she's all in. Last year, she's like, I'm all in France. This year, she's like, I'm only in Seattle. I love her for that. We got to talk about one other player who is getting a lot of love in Seattle.
Leah Rue.
We've been fans. Yeah, Leah Rue.
Left the Los Angeles Sparks for something better, and I think she really found it in the Seattle Storm because she really tore it up in that game against the Sun. Big body baby again. I keep calling them big body babies, but I love them, and I hope Leah Rue has a breakout amazing season.
Let's talk about the Lynx. Devastating news for Kelsey personally. This first bullet point.
Dorka, Juhas, most fun name to say in the WNBA, sitting this season out. I think it's because of EuroLeague. I'm not totally sure. It said personal choice, but I would imagine it's for EuroLeague. But if it's not, hope everything's good with you, Dorka. We love you, Dorka. But shout out to the Lynx. They had 2 games against the Sky. It's always fun to see Angel and Fee sort of just tearing it up against each other. 2 great competitors. Really fun to see them when they're matched up. But I do want to say, in the second game of the Lynx versus Sky, where the Lynx took the victory, I want to welcome back Jessica Shepard, who was drafted to the Lynx in, I think, 2019, had to sit out for some injuries, had to sit out for some illnesses and personal reasons last season because she was playing for an Italian team and sort of prioritized that. But she's back and she was rocking the shit in that second game against the Sky.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Jessica Shepard. She was on that, I think it was the 2018, maybe 2019 Notre Dame team that won the championship with Enrique's buzzer beater. Maybe
the most talked about shot currently in the WNBA.
Truly.
I feel like that it's brought up all the time.
Also, that team just had that team was crazy. It had Jackie Young, Marina Mabry, Enrique Agumbawale, Jessica Shepard. What fun. Well, anyway, welcome back, Jessica Shepard. And also, welcome back, but also, this isn't a welcome back, but this is a welcome wake-up call to Grace Berger to learn the electric slide, babe.
That's crazy. I Googled Grace Berger because I was like, maybe she's from another country and doesn't know like the electric slide hadn't
the
reached
other country
her.
of Indiana.
She's from Kentucky.
Oh, she's from Kentucky?
She's from Louisville.
I think she played for Indiana, but yeah. Wow.
This is crazy to me.
Not to dox Amelia, but her wife is from Kentucky. So you should ask your
Yeah.
wife if she knows the electric slide.
Honestly, like my wife's in the other room working right now. I don't know if she knows the electric slide, and I wish I'd asked her that before I married her.
You just play it, like,
See what she does.
yeah.
Yeah.
See how she reacts to it. But yeah, Grace Berger, unfortunately, this is a tradition where you gotta do the electric slide if you're winning in Minnesota.
Maybe it's like an age thing. Like everyone our age would know the electric slide. She's younger.
She's not that young.
I don't know.
They got Alyssa Peely out there doing it.
I know. I think I'm disturbed by her not knowing the electric slide.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like she was like raised
in a barn,
some like community that was cut off from
religious
civilization.
cult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I rule nothing out in this world. We really hope it prayers up for Grace Berger's like social awareness.
Yeah.
Pop culture awareness, cultural awareness. We hope that you learn the electric slide, but if you make the roster, I'm sure you will have to. Cheryl Reeve will personally give you electric slide lessons.
Yes. All right. Let's talk about Kelsey's new hometown team.
Los Angeles Sparks, they only played one game against the Valkyries, but it was a fun game, I will say that. And I want to shout out to our friend who gave us the hot tip that Latricia Trammell was spotted at the Valkyries Sparks game, sitting by the Sparks bench. As we all know,
Good.
She used to be an assistant coach at the Sparks, so maybe she's
Bring her back.
wiggling her way back in there.
Bring her back.
Love to have eyes on the ground for LT at all times.
Yeah, thank you to our listeners for keeping us up to date.
Yeah, Amelia didn't get that update in her DMs with LT, so it's good to have other
Well, she's
people on the
busy.
ground.
She was at the game.
She's busy. But I got to say, nice to see Kelsey Plum in action with the Sparks. I think it's going to be a really fun season for the Sparks.
Yeah?
And hopefully Cameron Brink comes back soon.
I know. I hope so.
Word on the street is she will be back soon.
Yeah, it seems like it because months ago she was talking about where she was in her recovery. So unless something has gone wrong, I feel like we'll see her soon.
Yeah, I think they're just being delicate with her.
Should we talk about the other California team?
The other California girls?
The other California girls, they're
undeniable. The Valks. Let's go Valks. Honestly, fun.
They won a game.
They won a game. I
was kind of wondering, like, when are they going to get their first win?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Valks.
Everybody was like maybe underestimating them, but we need to remember this is a very heavy international team with a lot of players who have been playing EuroLeague basketball, like playing overseas, getting that experience against these WNBA players already. So they're coming in ready to cook.
Yes. They're not like these American players that are like, have to figure it out.
No.
They've been playing professionally, some of them since they were probably like little tiny children.
Oh, yeah.
They do it different. Like Luka Doncic has been playing, he's an NBA player. He has been playing professional basketball since he was like 13.
Yeah.
I feel like they do it. It's different over there.
It just hits different over there. And it's just very exciting. Like a lot of players who I'm not familiar with their game. Mina Touré, not familiar with your game from the French national team. She had 19 points in that game against the Mercury. She was hitting crazy threes. Just like so many players. And also, as always, I gotta shout out one of my favorites from last season, gonna be one of my favorites this season, Julie Van Loo. Love you, girl.
She gets on the court and everything feels different. It's like the adults in the room.
Yeah, she truly facilitates the offense as a point guard should. And I do have it as a note in here. This is no shade to Veronica Burton, but she should not be the starting point guard. No offense.
Just because we have Julie, that's an option. Julie could be the starting point guard.
Julie got people activated. She's a great passer. She has great pace.
And can I add something? Julie, we learned it's not Van Loo, it's Van Loo. We learned that during the Olympics last year. Remember? We can call her Van Loo. She said she doesn't care, but Van Loo.
For Americans, she tries to make it a little bit easier.
She speaks 4 languages, and she apparently has been acting as a translator for her teammates. For some of the French players, for some of these other players. She's been translating for them.
Coach Nat, let's change this up. We've seen how amazing she has been and impactful she has been coming off the bench as the point guard. Let's get her activated. Let's get her going.
Do you think Coach Nat just likes having her on the bench? Like, Just vibes.
interpersonally. Yeah, she's cracking jokes. I do think Julie Van Loo has like really good energy too.
Best energy. We'd love to have you on the pod, Julie.
Would love to have you on the pod, Julie. Julie, if you're listening. But as always, like, shout out to Kayla Thornton. Huge game against the Mercury, really helped set the tone defensively. Breaks my heart not to see her in a Liberty jersey, but nice to see her starting and like as one of like the best players on the Valkyries. I think that's really exciting. I think it's really exciting for a lot of these players to be in a new looked at in a new light.
I felt that way seeing like there was a graphic that had it had a player for each team, and Monique Billings was the like Valkyries representative. And I was like, that's awesome. She deserves that. She deserves some more opportunities to like.
She's a great player. And I have to say, like, watching that game of the Valkyries against the Sparks, it was fucking hype in there. 17,000 people showed up for a preseason game for the Valkyries. It was like great energy, so loud. And I'm just like so excited for all things Valkyries. In the way that I believe in the Mystics, I'm going to believe in the Valkyries.
Come on, Valks. I don't think the Valks finish in last place.
I don't think so either. I do unfortunately think that will be the Sun.
Let's talk about a team that both of us, we're sort of like,
whatever.
We're not excited about this team.
It's not that we're not excited. It's just that we're just kind of like, okay. I think I'm
excited about all the teams, all the players, of course. But this team,
Phoenix Mercury, you have to win us over.
You have to win us back.
You did dirty to Tosh Cloud, which, how do you do that to someone who's one of the nicest people in the league? Very exciting.
Recruiting players to your team, and
nasty.
And you'll have to pay. And I don't mean this vindictively. It's just that's the way of the world.
Really fun to see AT out there doing AT things and Satu getting in the mix and fucking blocking some crazy shots. Maybe once Ka gets back, I'll start to get more invested in the Mercury. But for right now, I'm just kind of like, win me over.
United States of Comerica. We are citizens of Comerica, of course. So we will be happier when we see her again.
I just got my Comerica real ID. So now I can fly Ka Airlines. But yeah, I think let's see what the heck happens.
Let's see what happens. Is it too mean to say we're not going to give their coach a nickname?
No. He has to earn it. Wait your turn, and it will come to us.
You're to the back of the line.
Because right now your nickname is Tosh Cloud's #1 enemy.
Yeah. And
an enemy of Tosh Cloud's is an enemy of ours.
Can we talk about my best friends?
Yeah, talk about people who are not our enemies. Talk about people who are fucking ride or die.
Only friends.
And talk about prayers up once again. Jordan Canada. Prayers up for Jordan Canada.
The Atlanta Dream. They had like one of the most upsetting starts to their preseason, which is like, I think the first
2 minutes.
First 2 minutes of the game, Jordan Canada goes down with a knee injury that looks bad, but I think is not as bad. It hasn't been announced as like ACL or anything. They're going to reevaluate.
It's like a couple weeks, I think.
But Jordan Canada has like really struggled with injuries the last few seasons, and I just need her healthy because, oh my God, she was so fun in Unrivaled. She was like going crazy in Unrivaled.
It was so fun to see
out there.
It was in Atlanta summer in Atlanta winter
in Miami
because of Jordan Canada. I just want to see her doing okay because I want to see her and Ryan tearing it up, and Alicia Gray tearing it up, and BG tearing it up, and Short Queen of the Week, Shatori Walker-Kimbo, tearing it up.
Breezy tearing it up. Now we're just saying the whole roster.
Yeah. Tahina Pow
tearing it up.
Naz Hillman tearing it up. Like, honestly, if I ever got a tattoo of a roster, it would be the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
Or the Liberty Championship roster.
Maybe. No. I don't want all those faces on my body.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I was thinking just like the list of names.
Oh, okay. It's going to be like all their faces.
Yeah, sort of like caricature style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I ever get like a terminal illness, I'll get that tattoo. Because why the fuck not? You know?
Yes.
And you heard that here first.
Yeah. And promises made, promises kept. I need to talk about something It's something I'm calling BG3. BG from 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never get sick of it. Brittany Griner from 3. I get excited
Beautiful.
every single time. It was the first shot of the game in
Love it.
the game against the Fever.
She hit that 3 and then literally did not play the rest of the game. She was like, you know what? I'm good. I did my
She
thing.
did it.
Y'all know what I
Yeah.
can do. I have made the roster. You know what I'm capable of. I'm going to sit out and let everybody else sort of take this.
I can dunk. I can hit threes. You know it. I'm not going to get injured in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
BG's having a great
Perfect.
time in Atlanta. I love it.
She seems happy.
She seems
happy. First Mother's Day, second Mother's Day? First Mother's Day,
I think it's a first Mother's Day,
First
I would
Mother's
imagine.
Day.
I think so.
Happy Mother's Day, BG.
That baby was born around the Olympics, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I think one thing that we should talk about, just going from talking about the Valkyries to the Atlanta Dream, Cheyenne Sellers was waived before any preseason games happened for the Valkyries, and she was picked up by the Atlanta Dream. She played her first game against the Fever. I don't know.
You said she looked lost out there.
She looked a little lost. She looked like she was glitching. She also looked like maybe she had like a little bit of discomfort in her body of like maybe her knees. But I really hope something works out for Cheyenne Sellers.
Health for Cheyenne Sellers, yeah. Because if something is going on physically, does she have a knee injury last year?
I think, right? And also like, it still like gave her some difficulty this season as well.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe she can rehab that knee and maybe later in the season or even next season get a roster spot.
But I'll tell you who is getting a roster spot. Tahina Pow, tearing it up against that game in the game against the Fever, hitting deep threes. Really,
I already loved her, but this is one of those things where like we have access to these players' personalities, and that's what a gift. Because like her interviews have been so funny.
Yeah,
she was clapping for Aaliyah Boston when she made a free throw at one point,
and realized like, I actually shouldn't be cheering for her. But that Gamecock loyalty runs deep.
This is the most fun roster in the league, I think.
I think so too. But I'll tell you what is looking like a fun little roster, even though they lost against the Sun. Let's go Liberty. Welcome back, Maureen Johannès. How we have missed you and your one-legged threes.
She didn't waste any time. She had 3 threes in the first quarter or the first 2 quarters. Is that right? She was just like right away had 9 points. She had a couple shots and passes that, of course, every time that we're like, oh no, Maureen, why?
Yeah. But that's just what she's going to do.
Those threes and we're like, that's why.
The Wizards stay whizzing. Shout out to Rebecca Gardner. I'm not that familiar with her game. She was great.
Yeah. I think she was in Chicago before, is that right? And then the Liberty signed her and she got injured.
Yeah, so they maintained the rights to her. Yeah. Which is why she was sort of like doing some interviews last year when they won the championship, and I was like, who the hell is this person that just I think she's gonna get a ring.
Hell yeah.
Imagine.
But she was great. I loved seeing her out there.
Yeah, and also I think I gotta say shout out to Jalen Sherrod and Marquisha Davis. Really fucking bringing it in that game against the Sun. Their games have been elevated, especially Q's game. I think she played in China. I think she got some swagger there, reminded herself of who she is as a player, and she was playing great.
Taking it herself.
Truly.
In a way that we weren't seeing last season.
Got her wig pulled off at one point, and then her contact popped out of her eye. She was like
giving her body fully to the game. I love seeing that.
And I love always the lead. Fire within Jalen Sherrod. She is tiny, but she is mighty, and I just love the dog in her.
Let's just do a quick around the league, Kelsey, because we are tiptoeing right up to an hour of recording.
Just want to shout out to, and we talked about the A1s and how they were on Pancake the Dog, but just shout out in general. Asia, congratulations. The commercials for it, I cry. Directed by Malia Obama.
Beautiful commercial.
Cameos and Easter eggs out the wazoo. Shout out to Asia. We love you. We would love to get a pair of A1s when they are more easily available for purchase.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna buy our A1s or our slides or our shirts. We're getting something.
We're getting something because
but we just can't right now. There's nothing available.
Too much demand because everybody loves you, Asia. Also, I'll tell you who's everyone's gonna start to love. This is not a WNBA player, but she will be soon. Lauren Betts is gonna be on RuPaul's Drag Race, which I think is very fun. Bridge the gap, baby. I don't know what the episode is going to be about. I don't know what the challenge is that she is going to be there for, but can't wait.
That is exciting.
Can't wait for an entire new group and community of people to be welcomed to women's basketball via Lauren Betts on RuPaul's Drag Race.
And maybe some WNBA fans brought into the RuPaul community.
Yeah.
Who knows? We got a nice thing going.
Lauren Betts, take it to the runway, honey. Shantae, you stay.
Shantae, you stay. And Shantae, you stay. Or sashay away. That's sort of what some of these players on the rosters are. They're waiting to hear to see if they make this final. And I just want to tell all of the players, Shantae, you stay.
Yes. And even if you are sashaying away, in our hearts, you Shantae, you stay, because everyone involved with women's basketball is a hero. Except the refs. Bye.